Good morning, friends. So, yesterday we started with the chapter polynomials, and we are going to understand a few things today again, a little bit of revision first. So, we had say minus 3x square y minus 4x 3 5x square. Yes, what you can see here, this all four are, what are this? These are monomials. Why are these monomials? Made of only a single term, right? Then we'll write say 3x square minus 5x plus 4, 5x minus 3 minus 7y plus 4. So, sorry, this is a trinomial. We'll remove this, we'll write something else. Minus 6 by 7 t square minus 5. So what are this? These are binomials. What do you follow by binomials? Those having two terms. So we are just now classifying them based on what? Based on the terms. So what are terms? The variables separated by a plus or a minus are called the terms. So these are having a single term called monomials, having two terms are binomials. These are having three terms are called trinomials. Okay, and let me put here, let us say 2i, let me put here 7s. Okay. So, first we go by the terms. These are monomials, single term. These are having two terms, they are binomials. Three terms are trinomials. Usually more than two or more than two are called polynomials. So, this is based on the terms. Then, in this we learned the coefficients and the variables. So xy is a variable. Why it is a variable? Because x and y can take any value. Yet x is a variable. This is a monomial, the constant term without a variable. Okay? So there are variables, you can see there are coefficients. So yesterday we learned about coefficients also. I hope you do remember. You must have seen the video. So the coefficient of x square y is minus 3, the coefficient of x is minus 4, the coefficient of x square is 5, the coefficient of x is minus 3, the coefficient of t is minus 5 by 2, the coefficient of x is to 4. Since there is no number, we put a 1. So those are what? Coefficients. Right? So we have got terms, monomials, binomials, trinomials. We have got coefficients. Now what you can see, this equation minus 3x square y, this equation and this equation. These three equations are in two variables. The rest all are in single variable. There is only one variable x, t, x, y, x square, x means only one variable. But here there is t and s, two variables, x and y, two variables. So we have got variables also. So some polynomials are in single variable, some polynomials are in two variables. So one variable and two variable. So what have we learned? What are polynomials? They are terms separated by plus and minus. Every term may have a variable. See, this doesn't have a variable, but each term may have a variable or may not have a variable. Right? And the last thing we did was degree of the polynomial. I hope you are following. So we start with terms again. Those having single terms are monomials, Those having two terms are binomials. Three terms we call trinomials, but two or more terms usually called polynomials. Okay. Terms done. Now coefficient. Every term, you can see this, there are three terms here. The coefficient of x square is 5. The coefficient of x is minus 3. And 4 is a constant term. The coefficient of t square is 6. The coefficient of t is minus 5 by 2. The coefficient of s is 7. So those terms are the coefficients which are the constant along with a variable. Now what are variables? X, y. The values that change in the polynomial are called variables. This is in a two variable, x and y. Here we got x and y two variable. Here we got t and s two variable. This is in a single variable. Single variable, only one variable we call, or single variable. So variables, and now we go to the degree. What is the degree? It is the highest power. Now what I taught yesterday, y means y raised to 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So the degree of this polynomial is 3. Here it is x raised to 1. The degree is 1. Here there is no variable, so degree is 0. This is a 0 degree polynomial. Any constant term gives a 0 degree polynomial. This is the power 2, so this degree is 2. Highest power is 2, so degree is 2. Highest power is 1, degree is 1. Highest power 1, degree is 1. Okay, do not think it's a minus sign, I meant in the degrees. If the highest power is 2, so degree is 2. Highest power is 2, degree is 2. Highest power is 4, so degree is 4. Right? So we have learned to classify the polynomials based on the terms, variable, coefficient and degree. So now we start with the next part, is how we will solve polynomials. What we have to do with polynomials. But we have only seen things so far. First let us classify what is a polynomial. So I am going to write a few things on the board which are not polynomials, and you will see why they are not polynomials. Say x square plus 1 upon x, 3 root x plus 5 root 3 x plus 3 x square minus 5. Okay, and let us say cube root of y minus 5. Now out of this 4, this is a polynomial. Okay, I have written 4 things on the board, but this is a polynomial. Why you can say it is a polynomial? Because the variable has the power as a positive integer. So only those variables whose power is a positive integer is a polynomial. Now this is not a polynomial. Why? The power is x square and x is in denominator. If we rewrite this, this is written as x square, and we did the chapter on exponents. Remember, in exponents 1 upon x is written as x raised to minus 1. So 1 upon x means x raised to minus 1. Here the power is a negative integer, so this is not a polynomial. This is not a polynomial. Here, how do we write this as? 3 root x is written as x raised to half, means root of x. So again this power is not a positive integer, so no. So it is not a positive integer, it is a fraction, a rational number. So remember, what is a polynomial? This can be written as y raised to 1 by 3 minus 5. So first of all, what is a polynomial? When we classify polynomials, you will see only those which have powers as positive integers. This variable, this coefficient can be a rational number, irrational number, positive integer, anything. But the variable here, the variable should have a power which is only a positive integer. If the variable is a positive integer, only then it is a polynomial. So the first thing which we need to do is classify which are the polynomials. So I think we have exercise 2.1. Okay, exercise 2.1 is telling us what? You have to find out the variable. Okay, you have to see. So the exercise 1 is only classification. What is exercise 1? Only classification. They have asked you to find out which polynomials are in single variable, in one variable, or in more than one variable. In some questions they have asked find out the degree of the polynomial. Then classify whether it is a polynomial or not a polynomial. So once you see this video, you will be very easily able to classify them. So what you have to do, take your time and understand what is a polynomial, what is not a polynomial. Again, when the variable has a positive integer only as the power is only a positive integer, it is a polynomial, otherwise it is not. Then see which are in single variable, means only in one variable, or more than one variable. The next part will be to know the degree. What is degree? The highest power. Sometimes they are in two variables, but you have to add the powers and see what is the degree of the equation. So this is the first part of the chapter, is only classification and understanding of polynomials. What are monomials, what are binomials, what are trinomials, what is one variable, what is a two variable, three variable, what is a polynomial, not a polynomial, what is the degree of the polynomial. Okay, so this is the first part of the chapter based only on classification. Now we move to the next topic, that is the zero of a polynomial. Okay, now the topic zero of a polynomial. Now this is a polynomial in which variable? X, single variable. You can see 5x cube minus 2x square plus 3x minus 2. This is a polynomial in single variable written as p of x. Why it is written p of x? Means there is a only single variable which is x. Are you following? Here this p is a letter you can write p of x, q of x, r of x, s of x. What does of x mean? P of x means a polynomial in x. Means the only variable here is x. So this is the equation you can see in one variable only. If you know the value of x, you can find the value of the polynomial. And what is the value of x? So here it is a variable, you can take whichever value you want. So we can even write this, do not think P is for polynomial. You can even write say q of x. This letter stands for polynomial. So we have got a polynomial in variable x. Is it clear? So you can see here, this is a polynomial in one variable only. What does it mean? When you put a certain value for x, you will get the value of this polynomial. So before we go there, let us try a few things. Let us see what happens when we put x equal to 0. So we have got 5, 0 the whole cube, minus 2, 0 the whole square, plus 3 into 0 minus 2. So 0 cube is 0, anything into 0 is 0. Anything into 0 is 0, so we will get a 0 here, a 0 here, a 0 here, and a minus 2. So what is the value of this equation, of this polynomial? The value is minus 2. Okay? Minus 2. Now let us try by putting 1. So 5, wherever we have got x, we will put 1. So 5, 1 cube minus 2, 1 square plus 3 into 1 minus 2. So 1 cube is 1, 5 ones are 5, 1 square is 1, 1 into 2, 2, 3 ones are 3, minus 2. 5 minus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 minus 2, 4. So what value you got here? You got the value 4. Okay. Now let us try q of minus 1. So what does q of minus 1 mean? Where there is a x, you put a minus 1. So 5 minus 1 the whole cube, minus 2 into minus 1 the whole square, plus 3 into minus 1 minus 2. So minus 1 cube is minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1 is a minus 1, because minus 1 cube is what? Minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1. Minus 1 into minus 1 is 1. But again positive into negative is minus 1. So minus 1 into 5 gives us minus 5. Now minus 1 square. You can see minus into minus becomes plus 1, but 1 into minus 2 is minus 2, 3 into minus 3 is minus 3, and minus 2. So what did you get here? Minus 7, minus 10, minus 12. So we have got minus 12. Now what you can see here, by putting different values, I am getting, by putting different values of x, I am getting different values of the polynomial. When I put x equal to 0, I got minus 2. When I put it 1, I got 4. When I got minus 1, I got minus 12. Now in this way, you can keep on changing it the way you want. You can even put 1 upon 2, 3 upon 2, root 7, root 5. You can put any real number. So in the polynomial, you can put, I only started with the integers, positive and negative. You can put rational numbers. Yes, 3 by 2, 7 by 2, 3 by 5, whatever. You can put irrational numbers, root 3 by 2 and so on. Now there are so many values you can put. Now what does the 0 for polynomial mean? For which value of x this answer will become 0. So what we are actually trying to find, we have to do by trial, and this is called trial and error method. So what is a trial and error method? Usually in mathematics we don't use it. Okay, in mathematics we don't use it. Why? Mathematics is made to make your work easy. But trial and error method means you keep on trying each variable, each value and get the answer. Now, I'll tell you the part. What is this degree of this equation? If you look at this equation q of x, what is the highest power? 3. So the degree of this equation is 3. Okay? Now why do we need to know the degree? The degree tells us that for 3 values of x, or 2 values, or 1 value of x, or 0 value, there can be 4 possibilities. For such values, the value of the polynomial becomes 0. Now can you try out something and see if for any number you get the value 0? Okay. Now there is one sum in the book written as polynomial in t. Again you can see this polynomial is only in t. Means it is a single variable. The single variable is t. But the powers of t are different. So which is the biggest power? 4. So the degree of this polynomial is what? Is 4. The degree is 4. And it is a single variable because only t is there. Now what does the book say? You have to find the value of t not at any number, but when say t is equal to a. Now in mathematics there is a slight difficulty here. What is the difficulty? We usually write variables as x, y, z and so on. The last letters are used as variables. The initial letters of the English alphabet are used as constant. So in most equations A, B, C are used to denote constants, and x, y, z and t and those things are used to denote variables. Okay, slightly confusing I know, but try to remember this. It is slightly confusing, but in mathematics, t, s, t, x, y, z, we use those u, right? So s, t, u, v, x, y, z, the numbers at the end of the English alphabet, we usually use as variables. You can see here t is the variable, and a, b, c, d in the beginning of the letters we use as constants. So this is something you will have to remember because most of the mathematics books are using this pattern only. So now they have told find the t is a is a constant here. Find the value of the polynomial when t is equal to a. So we do nothing here. We just put what? P of a. It becomes 4a raised to 4 minus 5a cube minus a square plus 6. You do not find the value here, but this is nothing but the value of the polynomial. So this is the value of the polynomial, right? So again, we have not come across any polynomial which gives a value 0. We have not found any value of x. So now we'll look into a polynomial and find the 0 of a polynomial. Okay, so we will now continue find. We have got px equal to x square minus 2x. So what will we do here? We'll find the value of P of 0, P of 1, P of minus 1, P of 2 and P of minus 2. So what is this called? We have got the polynomial as, we got a polynomial in x, single variable, x square minus 2x. The degree is 2, right? You can say the degree is 2, highest power is 2. Now, we have to find the value of the polynomial. So how is the sum given in the textbooks? In the books, a polynomial is given and you have to find the value of the polynomial when x is equal to 0, when x is equal to 1, when x is equal to minus 1, when x is equal to 2 and minus 2. So we just put the values. When you put 0, you get 0 square minus 2 into 0. 0 square is 0, 2 into 0 is 0, so we get 0. When you put 1, you get 1 square minus 2 into 1, that is 1 minus 2 is minus 1. Can you see the value? So when you, in this polynomial, the values of the polynomials will keep on changing when the value of x keeps on changing. So the value of polynomial is changing. Now minus 1. Minus 1 whole square into 2 into minus 1. Minus 1 the whole square is 1. 1 into minus 2 is plus 2. So the value becomes 3. Now 2. So 2 square minus 2 into 2. 2 square is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Minus 2 square minus 2 into minus 2. Minus 2 square is 4. Minus 2 into minus 2 is also plus 4. The answer is 8. So we took 5 different values of x and we found the value of the polynomial. Yes, these are the values of the polynomial. You can see for 2 values, the values of the polynomial became 0. Can you see this? When you put in this equation, when you put x equal to 0, the value of the polynomial became 0. When I put p equal to 2, the value of the polynomial becomes 0. Means, what is the 0 of the polynomial? So for this polynomial, px equal to x square minus 2x, the degree 2, it has got 2 zeros. It has got 2 zeros. Which are the 2 zeros? One is 0. On putting the value 0, I get a 0 and the other 0 is 2. So the zeros of this polynomial are 0 and 2. What does the 0 and 2 mean? What are the 2 zeros of the polynomial? It is not 2 zeros. The 2 zeros of the polynomial are 0 and 2. Means when I put the value x equal to 0, yes, when I put x equal to 0, the value of this polynomial becomes 0. When I put x equal to 2, the value of the polynomial becomes 0. So these are 0 of a polynomial. Now in the book you are given polynomials, you are given which values you are supposed to put and find the value of the polynomial. You will find in some cases the value of the polynomial is 0 and in some cases the value may not be 0. So that is the first part of the second exercise also, which you are going to do. So what is to be done? What are you supposed to do? You are supposed to take the polynomials, write down the values, right? Take the polynomial and write down the value and find out when after putting the value, does the polynomial become 0 or not. Okay? Now we take a different type of sum. A sum in single variable. Okay, so now we see a different type of sum. What is the sum saying? Find the 0 of the polynomial. Here you are not supposed to put the values, different values. Okay, so you can do this by trial and error method. What is the trial and error method? You know. Let us try. What is the trial and error method? In the first case here, p of x, we'll take p of 1, we'll take p of 2, we'll take p of minus 1, we'll take p of minus 2, p of 0 and so on. Yes, you can do it. Can you? Do. When you put 1, I will do it directly. When you put 1, 2 ones are 2, plus 4, 6. 2 2s are 4, plus 4, 8. When I put minus 1, minus 1 into 2, minus 2, 4 minus 2, 2. I put minus 2, minus 2 into minus 2, sorry, minus 2 into 2 is minus 4, minus 4 plus 4, 0. When I put 0, 2 into 0 is 0, plus 4. So what is the 0 of the polynomial? You found out. Where does the value of the polynomial become 0? When you put x equal to minus 2, when you put x equal to minus 2, the value of the polynomial becomes 0. So which is this method called trial and error method. But is there a direct method? Let us see. What is the polynomial? 2x plus 4. Okay. Now we want to find the value of x when the value of polynomial becomes 0. When this value becomes 0. So what we'll write? 2x plus 4 has to become 0. The value of the polynomial has to become 0. So 4 is positive here, goes on this side, becomes negative. So 2x equal to 0 minus 4. So 2x equal to minus 4. Now 2 is in multiplication, goes into division. So x equal to minus 4 upon 2. 2 1s are 2 2s are. So x equal to minus 2. So here we did not use the trial and error method. Right? Here we use the trial and error. We tried every question, got the answer. Here we did not use the trial and error method. We directly used the mathematical formulae or the method and found out the answer. So now we will not go by the trial and error method. We will directly find out the 0 of the polynomial. So I will do this last sum for you. These two sums you can try, and the other sums in the book also you will try. Now we have got root 7t minus 14. Now the value should become 0. So I write here 0. So root 7t equal to minus 14 goes on this side, becomes plus 14. So t is equal to 14 upon root 7. This is your answer. If you want to simplify, you can multiply and divide by root 7. You get 14 root 7. What is root 7 to root 7? Root 49. And root 49 will give you 7. 7 1s are 7 2s are. So t is equal to 2 root 7. This is your final answer. And you can check out this answer. When you put t equal to what? Now I told you root 7 to root 7 is root 49. That is 7. So 2 7s are 14. Minus 14 gives you a 0. So this is a trial and error method. Okay, so you will not go into trial and error method. Now you will learn how to directly find the 0 of a polynomial. What you will write? 3y minus 5 equal to 0. Because you want to find the value of y where the value of the polynomial becomes 0. So 3y minus 5 equal to 0. Minus 5 goes on the opposite side, becomes plus 5. 3 is in multiplication, goes into division. So you will get y equal to 5 upon 3. Okay. So this is what I am going to do for today. So what we have done so far, can we revise it one more time? We have learned to find out. First of all, we classify the polynomials, classify whether it is a polynomial or not a polynomial. If it is a polynomial, then how many variables, single variable or more than one variable. Then we found out the terms, whether it is a monomial, binomial or trinomial, and last the degree of the polynomial. And the second part we did was 0 of a polynomial. A polynomial is given to you and you are asked to find the value of the polynomial when x takes the value of different, yes, x becomes 0, 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2 and so on. And you will find only in some cases the value of the polynomial becomes 0, and that is called the 0 of a polynomial. So in this sum, in this equation, the 0 of the polynomial is minus 2, because when we put x equal to minus 2, the value becomes 0. And then this is the last thing we did today, the direct method to find out the 0 of a linear polynomial. Now why it is a linear polynomial? First you see, the variable has got a power 1 only. Because the variable has got a power 1, these are called linear polynomials, right? So easiest method is to take the polynomial 0 and find out the value. So today we are only dealing with linear polynomials. In future we will take the quadratic, the cubic, but just now make sure you do this. Okay? So what have we learned today? Finding the value of polynomials when x, the value of x, the value of the variable changes, we will find the value of the polynomial. You will realize in some cases the value becomes 0, in some cases the value do not become 0. That is called the trial and error method of finding 0, and the direct method is this. Okay, so revise this sums. You have got a Saturday and a Sunday. Revise lots of sums and become thorough in this chapter. We'll have the next topic the next time.